In my playbook tonight, Texas Governor Rick Perry may have allowed an innocent man to be executed. Now he's trying to prevent an investigation into the case. Here's the story. In 2004, a man named Cameron Todd Willingham was executed for setting a fire that killed his 3 daughters. Last year, the Innocence Project investigated the case and concluded that his conviction was based on invalid information. The Texas Forensic Science Commission was supposed to hold a hearing on the case tomorrow. It's looking into whether or not that arson evidence was valid. But yesterday, Governor Rick Perry suddenly dismissed 3 of the commission's members, forcing them to cancel the meeting. Joining me now is Barry Scheck, co-director of the Innocence Project, for our viewers tonight. Barry, great to see you. Good to have you with us tonight. The Innocence Project is?
The Innocence Project is an independent nonprofit corporation, but we're affiliated with Cardozo Law School, and we have worked to exonerate with post-conviction DNA testing most of the 242 people that have been exonerated in this country, and I should add 105 individuals who were identified who really committed the crimes with the DNA test.
What's wrong with this case?
Well, this is a case where Cameron Todd Willingham was executed for an arson murder based on invalid arson evidence that I think any of scientists now in this country would conclude was invalid science. Governor Perry, just before the execution, received an affidavit from an arson expert named Gerald Hurst, who said, look, the evidence that was used to convict Willingham is junk science.
And he denied the stay.
And he denied the stay.
Okay. Is this him replacing the panel, removing the panel at this time just before they were getting ready to investigate? What would you compare that to? Is this a bold move?
Well, this is the Saturday Night Massacre all over again. And for our younger viewers, that's when President Nixon fired Special Prosecutor Archibald Cox because he was going to seek to get the Watergate tapes. And this is just Governor Perry trying to prevent this commission to actually take a report from an arson expert that the commission itself had appointed to see whether or not this was valid scientific evidence.
The governor's saying he's working within his powers on this, that he's okay on this.
Well, what you have to understand is the Forensic Science Commission was originally passed by the legislature in the state of Texas because of all these problems in the crime lab. And the commission, after it was passed, Governor Perry dragged his feet for close to a year before appointing anybody. Then after he appointed people to the panel, he delayed another few years and tried to prevent them from getting funded. Now that they got funded, the very first case they took up was the Willingham case because of its obvious importance and that other people in the state of Texas could be behind bars because of arson and that an innocent man could have been executed. And after the commission appointed its own independent expert who came back with a report that clearly said that Willingham was convicted based on witchcraft, just as the hearing was supposed to happen this Friday, Perry chose to replace the head of the Forensic Science Commission and 2 other members just before the hearing.
Now, he points out in a statement tonight from his deputy press secretary that the parole board never recommended clemency for Willingham.
Well, the parole board, that's one of the problems in Texas. The Pardon and Paroles Commission never really has taken serious reviews of this evidence. That part of the system is broken. But there really is no excuse for Perry himself not to have looked at this affidavit from the arson expert Gerald Hurst. What's really extraordinary, Ed, is that there was an article in the New Yorker by David Grand 2 weeks ago that was extraordinary, that reviewed all the evidence in the Willingham case, not just the arson evidence, but Grand was a reporter who was skeptical. He went into it. He spent months on the story. He interviewed everybody. He wrote an extremely powerful piece, headlines all over the state of Texas, editorials in the Dallas Morning News, the Houston Chronicle, big stories about the Willingham case.
Okay.
And then Perry decides to eliminate this commission, these commissioners, just before the report comes in.
Very quickly, in all your years, have you ever seen anything like this?
Only when Nixon fired Archibald Cox.
Okay. Barry Scheck, great to have you with us. Thanks so much.